You're live. It says we're live. Okay, well, welcome to the TELUS STORYHIVE On Location, Nanaimo. We're coming to you live from the territories of the Nanaimo peoples. Big bow, deep respect, deep love for the original caretakers of these lands. My name is Jordan Dack, songwriter, poet, entrepreneur, and host of this wild ride into the creative process. Welcome to Creative or Die. I am blessed and grateful to be sitting here with a local legend, Mr. Sirreal, and I know a lot about this guy, and you're going to know a whole lot about him too at the end of this hour. Maybe you already do, but for those that don't know,
what's up?
Let them know.
What's up, everybody? My name's Sirreal. I am a humble artist. I'm basically a messenger, just a channel to create art that makes people feel less alone. And I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do and have been doing it for about 18, 19 years now. And I'm always just amazed and blessed for the fact that I still get to do this and have fans and have people that support me after all these years. I've had a pretty crazy upbringing. Those of you that listen to my music, you know what I'm talking about. My story's all there, really. And just the fact that I get to turn those humble beginnings into something that is still amazes me every single day and still keeps me motivated to keep doing more and do things like this with my man here. And I'm just blessed. What can I say? I'm blessed to get to wake up every day and live the life that I always dreamed of when I was young, and that's to be a performer, to be on stage, to affect other people, to have people say that my music changes their perspective on life or makes them feel normal with what they're going through, and really just like tapping into the fact that my fans are really my family, because I don't have any family left physically besides my son. So for me, like, my fans are really the people that hold me down and keep me going and keep me motivated. Because I've honestly, like, as any artist has thought, an overthinking artist and a perfectionist, I've thought about quitting a few times, you know what I mean? Or like, am I doing this for too long, or should I still be doing this? And then, when I tap in with my fans, they always let me know, like, no, we really love what you're doing. Please keep going, because we need it just as much as you. So yeah.
When I listen to your music, I hear a hunger, I hear an aliveness, and I hear like a presence, a voice that's like here right now. And even in those songs that are introspective in nature, they sound urgent almost. And,
absolutely.
yeah, but you said something there when introducing yourself about, I'm not going to say it exactly as eloquently as you said it, but making people not feel so alone, or that to remind them that they're not alone. What did you say?
Yeah, just to remind people that they're not alone with the struggles that they go through, because we all go through struggles as human beings. Like, we're not robots, right? We all go through terrible days, we go through good days, and on those terrible days, I want to remind you that you're not alone with it. And on those good days, I want to remind you that, you're doing a good job as well. So, and the thing about my music, you said a sense of urgency, is because we're not promised tomorrow. I've lost a lot of people in my life. So I know that every day on this earth could be our very last day. So I make music in that way. I live my life in that way of like, let's do what we can and let's do the most that we can in the time that we're allotted, because who knows how much time we're left, you know what I mean? So with that sense of urgency, it's like I'm always creating, and I always want to make my next song like better or more creative than the last one, and change, because I've heard a lot of artists that have been doing it for a long time, and they kind of sound the same, or they sound dated, or they sound like they're never evolving. Where if you listen to my works from the beginning till now, there's an evolution there, so
absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
the sense. That's where the sense of urgency comes from. It's like, man, who knows how long I'm gonna be here? I gotta make this art while I'm still here.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the topic of evolution, bring us back. Okay, so bring us back to that moment, maybe just a bit before that moment, when you went from, I assume, loving hip hop and listening to hip hop to feeling like you need to become hip hop and become part of that movement?
That's a good question, man. You're good at this.
Yeah.
There's a reason you'd be doing this. So for me, like, hip hop was always something that I listened to. I'm not the most coordinated person, so I try to play many instruments, and it wasn't meant to be for me. I'm still trying to learn guitar, but I was always writing since I was a little kid, since I was like 3, 4 years old. As soon as I could pick up a pen and write in a journal, you know, I was always writing, always crafting sentences, words, poems, things like that. And like even as a young person, I was in a lot of therapy for, you know, the trauma that I went through, and part of my therapy was writing and getting it off my chest. So it was always there as part of like my expression.
So you were writing before you wrote a rap. You were already writing.
I was writing before I was riding a bike, basically. You know what I mean? Like I have rhyme books from when I'm real young, you know, that are like filled with just random items and like small drawings and stuff like that. But like, it became like this form of expression, this form of therapy for me. That's why I always say, like, when I started this, it was a selfish thing, but it became a selfless thing. Because when I started, it was for me. It was for me to get this stuff off my chest, to get it out of my brain, to process it properly. And it became this thing where, you know, I met up with a couple of friends before work. They showed me one of their songs, and I was like, yo, who is this? This is dope. And they were like, yo, that's me. And I was like, yo, how much did it cost you to make this? He's like, I made this at my house this morning. And I was like, yo. So then I went to his house the next morning at like 7 a.m. Like, shout out to my boy Jesse. And we made a couple of songs, you know, made 2 or 3 songs, and they were absolute trash, like absolute, like stolen beats, you know what I mean? Like Exhibit Paparazzi was probably the first beat I rapped over, and we burned them to a CD. And so I would take that home and just listen to it over and over again, and then I would show it to my brother, rest in peace, Nick, and he, unbeknownst to me, you know, ripped that CD and made a bunch more copies and was handing them out to people, and I didn't know, and I was just making more music, you know what I mean? And it was kind of just a hobby. It was more of a release to me. And then I went to a house party one day, and I'm like grooving, you know, having a drink or whatever, and I hear myself rapping, and I'm like, what, like, where did you get this? Like, yo, your brother's been handing these out all over the neighborhood, bro. Like, he you know, he loves your music. And I was just like, oh my God, I got so mad at him because I was like, yo, this is so bad. Like, why would you give this out to people? And at the same time, like, I was kind of like intrigued by the fact that he thought that I was good.
Yeah. And
so he always used to tell me, like, one day you're going to be one of the best. And I believe in this. And I think that you need to do this. And so, he passed away. He took his life. And I had no money, man. I come from a really poor family, like welfare, you know, like things like that. I won't get into it too much because most people watching this probably know my story, but I didn't have the money for his funeral, to be honest. You know, I was broke. So I put on hip hop shows in Nanaimo, 3 back-to-back hip hop shows. Shout out my boy John Z. And we raised $8,000 for his funeral by putting on shows with this music that I considered to be terrible. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Not that hip hop was terrible, but I figured my music was terrible. You know, and as a creative perfectionist, I still feel that way sometimes. But like, so I put on these shows, and the people came through. They supported, and I remember the moment. A gentleman with, like, you know, a reflective vest, painted pants, Carhartts, and steel toe boots on, came up, and he dropped like $100 in the donation thing, and I was just like, bruh, like, why would you do that? Like, you're clearly not here to listen to hip hop music. And he's like, no, man, I actually came in for some wings and a beer, but I see somebody who's in pain, and he needs the support of his community, and I'm here to support that. And so instantly I was just like, I was blown away. Like, I could come to tears right now just thinking about it. But I was like, first of all, I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing whatever I can do to help people, because that dude didn't have to do that. And, you know, I was not always the best kid growing up because of my environment, my experience. I was doing crime and all that kind of stuff. And in that exact moment, I was like, nah, I got to do whatever I can to like change other people's lives the way that that guy just kind of did for me. And then after the funeral happened and we were able to pay for it and I was able to like put my brother in the ground in a good way, I was like, man, if he really believed in me the way that he did, I need to start believing in myself the way that he did. Especially given the fact that this music thing that I was, you know, kind of just having a hobby with just paid for my brother's funeral.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I really need to start taking it seriously. So after that, I was just like, I was all in. Yeah.
It sounds like your brother is as much a part of your music career as anything else. Like he's part of the fabric of it.
100%, man. I can feel the hair on my back of my neck standing up right now. He's watching this. Like, yeah. He definitely inspired me to keep going. Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Made me sweat a little bit just thinking about it because I know he's sitting up there laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, presence.
Yeah, respect.
That's the other thing that I love about hip-hop music. And maybe it's because I love hip-hop music so much too, but maybe it's the same with other genres. I don't know. I love all genres of music, but there's something about hip-hop music that allows the person who is part of that music to have it become part of them. Like they are hip-hop music, where maybe a folk artist may not feel that way about being folk. You know what I mean? Like there is something that about hip-hop music that invites you into a community.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, it's a genre of music. It's not a genre of music. It's a way of life. It's a community. It's a fabric.
Well, I think it originally, because it started out as telling stories of struggle, right? And you know, in New York, in the boroughs, and just like in the African American community in general, like telling stories of people's struggles that other people can relate with. Yeah. And that's why I think it's so powerful. And I mean, there's other genres that explore that as well, but I think that hip hop has that at its core. Yeah. So that's why I gravitated towards it so much, because it spoke to me. Yeah.
Okay, and how about the writing side of things? So there you are, you were writing prolifically right from the beginning. It turned into rap. You threw your voice down on some exhibit instrumentals, and then now it's at a house party. You're listening to it, and then through your brother's influence, you decide, okay, I'm taking this on. I'm taking it seriously. And what's next? What happens next?
I just well, that's a good question too, man. Like I said, you're good at this. So there was a period of time, like right after my brother passed away, like there was a serious like bout of depression that came with it, and like a fork in the road for me, because I came from addictions. I came from alcoholism. I came from like a really crazy experience. So it was like this point where I could have been like, I'm just going to go full into this addiction thing and say, forget about it. You know what I mean? My dad's gone. My brother's gone. My mom's in addictions. I should just kind of go that way too. But then I leaned into like, okay, I should probably do better. I should probably break some cycles here. I should probably, have a son. And my girlfriend at the time, who ended up becoming my wife, actually, I remember I was laying in bed depressed, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I can't. I'm kind of done with everything. And she said, you know what? Like, no offense, but like, stop being a baby. Like, your brother wouldn't want this for you. Go and buy yourself an instrumental. I'll pay for it. Write a song, and then let me know how you feel after that. And I remember that exactly. It was a Requiem for a Dream instrumental sample. It's called One Man Show. It's from my first album, Self-Centered. And I bought that beat and I recorded the song, and it just changed everything for me. It was just like, man, get your ass up. Like stop wallowing in this. Like, this is not what your family members would have wanted you to do. This is not what your destiny is. So like, it was produced by a crazy New York producer named Domingo, produced some of the best records ever. And I was supposed to do a show, like one of my, fifth or sixth show, and two of the artists that were supposed to rap with me ended up not being able to make the show. So really I had like no material to perform at the show. So I worked at a convenience store at the time. So I wrote my first album, 16 songs in 7 days. I just went to work and just was like, you know what, buckle down, focus, and just wrote 16 songs in 7 days, and that's what became Self-Centered. And when that album came out, you know, by that time my son was born. I had a reason to like really put work in. I had a reason to like still be here. I had a reason to like manifest my own destiny and start like really embracing the creative process. You know, my son was barely old enough to walk, but still jiving to the music I was playing for him, and it was just like, yeah, it just became this thing where I became obsessed with creating. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
You had every reason. You know, the world gave you a ton of reasons not to get out of bed, and then the music and your community and your love pulled you out, and here you are, like
100%. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was just like, it was this thing where it was a magical moment of clarity, because like I said, I could have went down the same path that everyone else did, or a lot of my friends did. A lot of my friends from that era are, you know, not here anymore or in jail or whatever. But I decided to just keep going. And shout out to Courtney, you know, my ex-wife, who really just wouldn't let me wallow in it. You know, she was like, "There's more to you than this. Like, get up,
get up right now."
Yeah.
Jeez. So you wrote what, 16 songs in 7 days?
7 days.
Is that normal for you? Like,
I mean,
you write a lot?
Not like these days, but I mean, I have 9 albums, so I've got 2 more in the works right now, 10 and 11. I've contemplated many times.
Okay, wait a second. You have 2 albums in the work at the same time? Like,
yeah.
So what does that look like?
It looks like a lot of writing, a lot of collaboration, a lot of like trying to set aside time to really work on it, and just exploring things, because like I said, I've always tried to like level up every time, right? So I've done a lot of stuff like with local artists. I put a lot of other local artists on. So one of the new albums that's coming out is called Canadian Fire, and I wanted to really collaborate with all the best hip hop artists in Canada. So I've got like Mercury's on it, Junk's on it, Hungry's on it. I'm working on a couple other features I can't really talk about right now, but I also go to a lot of music festivals. So I'm also working on an electronic album. So electronic music with hip hop over it.
Yes.
And just like really embracing the fact that if you're at a music festival, a lot of people like to hear hip hop to break up the electronic music, but they still want that flavor in there, you know? They still want something to be able to dance to.
Totally.
So yeah, I'm working with some of the best producers as far as EDM goes in Canada.
Okay.
You know, Matt the Alien, Long Walk Short Dog, Kaitami, Killborn. So like a lot of the people that I've grown to respect throughout the electronic music community, I just reached out to them, and so I'm working on that too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just realized that I just want to make sure that everyone in live stream land is getting this loud and clear and hearing us and seeing us.
For sure, yeah, check it out.
So it looks good.
Is anyone commenting? Is anyone watching?
No, we threw the comments off on this, but here, let's take a look. Oh yeah, there's 15 people watching right now.
Perfect. What up, everybody?
Okay.
Everybody.
Good. Is that my phone making noises? It is. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. So that's why there's 2 albums, because you've got hip hop album.
Because I have ADHD
EDM,
and I can't just focus on one thing.
And you don't have to, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, when you sit down to write, do you need that beat first? You hear the music and then you start writing to it, or do you write some rhymes first and then add it?
Yeah, so for me, I've always needed a canvas. I've always like wanted to make love to the instrumental first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sounds weird to say, but I'm not a guy that can just like sometimes I'll come up with a melody out of my sleep or just while I'm walking, but for the most part, I want to feel what's going on with the vibrations first. Yeah. And then I just kind of integrate with that. And it reminds me of a quote from Eminem, you know, who's one of my favorite artists, obviously, that there's a lot of people that can rap on a beat. Lots of people can. It's an easy thing to do. There's not a lot of people that can rap inside the beat and ride the beat like a roller coaster, you know what I mean? So there's a difference between just rapping on a track and making a song.
Yeah.
Right? Making a song is a completely different thing. It's like, I like to feel it. I like to like dance with it. You know, I like to hold it. I like to caress it. I like to make sure that what I'm putting down is appropriate for what is the canvas that's been presented to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for that reason, I have like a folder with like hundreds of beats.
Yeah.
And I'll sometimes listen to them and be like, that's not the one today. That's not the one today. Or when I'm driving, I'll come up with a hook. Like, okay, that's the one for today. So I'll put the hook down, and then I get the melody, record the melody, and then now I can go off the topic that I've come up with.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll be like, hey, this is what I want to write about, and this is the idea, and then I'll brainstorm from that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, for me, I have to feel something.
Yeah, you
first.
lead with the feeling of it.
Yeah, it's like vibing with a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not gonna
yeah,
sit there and just try and integrate with someone just because someone told you that you would like this person, right?
And try
You're
to
gonna love this beat,
intellectualize,
right? You're gonna love this beat. You listen to it, you're like, I don't love it.
Yeah.
So you need to really vibe with that person, or vibe with that beat, or vibe with that canvas, as I call it. And that's how I create. Is like, I pick out a select number of canvases, and I go, okay, this is gonna be what this album's about.
And you said, oh, this isn't the beat today.
Yeah.
And so that could be the beat tomorrow?
Could be, depending on what your motivation is, what your inspiration is, because as an artist, I draw inspiration from many different sources. From up there, from nature, from people, from conversations, from other people's music, from even just like water droplets, or like just anything within this ether that can you know, motivate me or inspire me. You never know what can inspire you. So like, maybe that's not the beat today, but maybe down the road, I'm like driving my car and it's making a clicking noise when I'm turning the corner, and all of a sudden now that metronome starts to make sense in my head, and now I can come up with something that goes with that.
This is what I love about artists, man. It's like a photographer. As soon as you start taking photos, you start seeing the world in photographs. You know, you're looking around and, oh, bam, that's a great photograph, and you're thinking that way. And writers and creators, just like you're saying, they look around the world in a different way, and they'll hear raindrops in a different way that maybe someone else might, and it'll have something to say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I feel like it's a weird thing that like I said before, I'm not just a writer, I'm a channeler. And I get this a lot from my boy Revron. Shout out to Revron. He channels. Like, he's like, I didn't even write this. Like, this was broadcast from the creator, or from God, or from whoever you happen to believe in, and it writes itself. Like, I wrote a song for my brother called Nick's Song. It's a very powerful song. It's very hard to listen to. It's very hard for me to perform because it's like all about the day that he passed away. But I wrote that song in 10 minutes. Like, I was not even writing. My hand was moving, and my brain was just like, you know what I mean? Some songs will take a couple weeks. Some songs will take 10 minutes. Some songs will take an hour.
Yeah.
It all depends on what mind frame you're in. But I think it's important to like never let go of that creative process, even if you get stuck, because we can get stuck in perfectionism. And I often get stuck in that too, where I'm just like, writer's block. I don't think this is good enough. A lot of people ask me, what's your favorite song? And I'm like, I think my music's trash. Right. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, and then, like, honestly, in my heart, I don't believe it's trash, right? Yeah. But like, at some level, my perfectionist is always just like, you can do better. Yeah. You can do better. You don't have that hit song. You're not super famous yet. So obviously it's not good enough, you know? So it's like, but then I have people that are like, what are you talking about? I love this song and I love that song.
Okay,
and
and
so it's just like.
So that editor, that perfectionist in your brain, there's no way that he can be present while you're writing.
No, I have to tell him to be quiet.
Yeah, how do you do that? How do you get that guy to shut up for a bit?
I just like, most of it actually is just zoning out, finding the right canvas, but also for me it's collaboration with other artists. That's why a lot of my songs are collaborative, because like one head's good but two heads are better, and like I could always use someone else to say, no, that's good, so that my brain's not telling me it's trash and I just delete it. Yeah. You know, because sometimes I'll write something and I'll be like, no, that's garbage. Yeah. But then I'll write something and show it to Revron, and Revron's like, yo, that's dope. Yeah. Or I'll show it to him and he'll be like, where I thought it was dope. Yeah. And he's like, it could be a bit better. Yeah. You know, or he'll bounce an idea off me and I'll be like, yo, and then we're bouncing ideas off each other. So for me, the collaborative process is like, and I understand now why when you look at these hit songs and these top 40 and these mega songs, there's 4 or 5 writers on them.
Right.
There's not the one person that wrote the song.
Never, right.
Because they have a team of people around them going, you know what, if we added that,
Yeah.
or if we made this just a little bit more, you know, funky.
Totally. And the moment one person gets stuck, the other person steps in,
100%.
and now they're unstuck, and then they come back in.
Well, yeah, because like you'll have those moments, especially me, I have a short attention span where I get stuck and I'm like, all right, forget it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do something else. But if you get stuck and you have your homie there, he goes, you know what, do this. And now it's my ideas working with you and your ideas working with me, and now I can get back to the flow.
Totally.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Now, have there ever been songs that you were writing and you think they're trash? Your homie says, no, that's dope. And then a week later, you listen back and go, oh, you were right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Not like me. I rewrote it 3 times.
Right.
I wrote it from like the perspective of having a party, having a good time, like going out, getting girls, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I listened to it and I was like, this really isn't me. Like this doesn't fit with what I'm intending for this. So then I rewrote it again and I was just like, it's not quite there yet. Yeah. Then the 3rd time I rewrote it, it was like real raw and like dark and like edgy and like holy crap, like let's get right into the story here. And then that was like, okay, yeah, that's me.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. And I'm the same way when it comes to like making my music videos. Like I hire certain directors because I like their artistic vision, but then they'll come to me with an idea and I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me.
Not it.
Like it's not a comedy song.
Right.
Like it's a song about growing up in a crazy household with like addiction and stuff. So this, you know, jokey comedy stuff doesn't really work, even though I know you feel uncomfortable with it, and that's why you want to go there. I'm comfortable here. Yeah. So let's make it as raw and gritty as it needs to be. Yeah. Because a lot of people, when they feel uncomfortable, like listening to certain lyrics, they'll like laugh or joke about it, right? Yeah, yeah. So I'm always finding comfort in the discomfort, which is why I think, you know, a lot of my music is not super famous, you know, because it's not always easy to listen to. My friend John came up to me one day and he goes, yo, that song that you wrote, Never Be the Same? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you shouldn't perform that at a club. I was like, why? He's like, dude, it's about anxiety. I'm like, yeah? He's like, no one wants to think about anxiety while they're sitting there dancing next to a girl drinking a beer. I'm like, you know what? That's probably true.
Probably true. And
he wasn't wrong.
Every single person in that club deals with anxiety.
And that's the fact, right? Yeah. So then whenever I did that song, I would preface it and be like, listen, I know we all struggle with this. This song is going to be about that. Yeah. If it makes you uncomfortable, do what you need to do.
Yeah, take care of
But just
yourself.
so you know, you're not alone with what you're feeling about this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it started becoming more powerful.
Yeah.
Instead of me just springing on this song about anxiety where everyone's like,
just throwing it on.
He's talking about me right now. I don't really like this. So yeah.
He sees me.
Yeah.
And what would you say then? So you're writing that line, you're writing those lines, and one is technically sound, you know, like it's a good line. It's a good line. Another one, though, feels alive. Yeah. Do you have a way to, like a go-to ways to write alive lines, or do you just stumble upon them and they happen?
So for me, it's weird because I have a different writing process than most people. I'll write, a lot of people will think of, okay, I want this 4th bar to be like a punchline, right? And I really want it to hit, so I'm going to set it up with these other 3 lines.
Right, and get there.
I write line by line.
Okay.
Like, this is what I'm thinking right now.
You're present.
Here's another line that rhymes with it that also relates to that concept. But I don't have a lot of like foreshadow at the end. Like I don't think about the end of the song when I'm writing the start of the song, which may be to my detriment. But what I've started to do recently is starting to write songs with the video in mind, with the visuals in mind. And that's kind of helping me a little bit more because now when I'm writing it, I'm also writing the treatment for the video in my head. Yeah. Because I'm like, now I know what this is going to look like. But it's weird because like I'll write like 2 bars at a time and maybe it has nothing to do with the next 2 bars, but to me it's powerful. Yeah. So it's like, it can almost seem like ADD music where it's like, yo, this, like the song has a concept, but the concept kind of jumps around a little bit sometimes. So I've been working on that.
But you're present to every single line.
Of course,
you're
yeah.
right there in the moment with it.
Which is it's different than like we were talking about earlier, freestyling. We'll get into that, and that's a whole different process.
Yeah, that's a whole world, and I would love to talk with you about it.
Yeah,
But
we will.
We'll save it for a moment. Talk to me about community, about community in real life, maybe Nanaimo community, and also online community.
Wow, that's a big topic. So for me, like giving back to my community is the number one thing. After my brother passed, I was a crisis worker for 6 years. I went into schools, elementary and high schools, and talked to kids about suicide prevention. I developed a company called Lit Evolution Presentations that does workshops on suicide prevention, mental health, breaking cycles, just different things. And so like giving back to my community is number one, because like I said, that in that moment when that gentleman gave to me, it became like, oh, the light went on. I need to give back to my community that I've been taking from for so long. You know, when I was in addictions, I was taking and taking and taking. And now it's like, how can I possibly give back? So like we have a fundraiser show coming up. I do at least 1 or 2 fundraiser shows every year where I can just really give back as much as I can. On TikTok, I have my community. One of the biggest streamers on TikTok in Canada.
Okay.
Sirreal Music Official. Follow me on TikTok. Shout out to my TikTok family, the Team Sirreal Takeover. What we have done on that app is like bring love into a live streaming community that can sometimes be toxic. So like I will raise money for people, or like, so for instance, on my first year on TikTok, I think we raised $40,000. Breast cancer, childhood cancer, autism.
No kidding.
Yeah, like we did a lot of fundraisers. I paid someone's tuition for school.
How do you do that?
Paid someone's medical bills. So on TikTok live streaming, you can get gifted by people that watch you. So it turns into real money. So what I would do is host live events where I'd be like, okay, all the money from this battle or this event goes straight to childhood cancer, goes straight to breast cancer, or goes, to wherever. And people would tune in and gift, incredible. And then we'd take all the money and give it to charity, or give it to people in need. We sponsored 2-3 families for Christmas one year that wouldn't have had a Christmas if we didn't roll through. I dressed up in a Santa suit and showed up at their house with presents and stuff. So my community is like not only Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, but like my local community too. Like everybody in the city here, like a lot of the people here know what I do and know that I do my best to give back every time that I can, and just try and like influence young people to make better choices, like based on my story. Like if they see that I've gone through all that stuff and made it to where I am, then maybe they can too. Which is kind of like, I wish I kind of had that influence when I was a kid, because then it would have helped me out a lot sooner. So to have that, I'm just grateful. I don't ever take that for granted. I don't ever think like you're a champion of your city. I don't think that kind of things. I just think like, what can I do next? What can I do more? How else can I help give back to my community? Because this community's given me so much, and has really helped me elevate. So I think, with TikTok, we're continually growing, and I don't really go for numbers or followers. I just organically kind of grow that. But it's been an absolute crazy blessing and ride to be able to develop those communities.
It sounds like in every element, wherever you show up in your life, you're pushing to be the best you can be in that area, and constantly pushing. When do you get to just like sit back for a minute and just exhale and go, okay, I've done good, just I'm going to take a minute here?
I don't really do that.
You don't do that? No, I didn't think so.
I don't really do that, bro. Like right now.
Yeah, this is
right
it,
now
right?
It's nice.
Yeah, camera's
right
still rolling though.
Cameras, I mean, I'm still working, but to be honest, man, I just I know, like I said, we're not promises tomorrow. So like I'm doing what I can while I'm here. I don't sleep much, bro. Like I sleep 4 to 6 hours a night. And in the meantime, in the between times, I'm either like being a father to my son, or like working with adults with disabilities, or like being on TikTok trying to help out in that community, or like doing shows or doing tours, or like, you know, I got a new puppy, you know, so I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, lots of
But
work
like,
there.
yeah, I'm annoying my assistant all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's a full-time job in itself. Just trying to do what I can while I'm still here. And for me, like the biggest thing, number one, you'll see on any of my bios is being a dad.
Yeah.
So like being a positive influence to my son is like number one for me. Breaking those cycles of addiction, poverty, you know, not having enough to eat, not having hydro on in your house, being in foster care. So for me, it's like I don't have time to not do any of those things.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's like if I go on vacation, I'm still working.
Yeah.
I'm still
there's
like
no break from that.
I'm still like booking shows or like making sure people at home are good, or like I do plan though this year on going to somewhere tropical and just turning off my phone for a week, because that's much needed, and I never do that. So
I hope that for you.
Thank you.
Know?
I appreciate that.
I really do.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, in terms of your son,
Yeah.
you know, I would definitely want to spend a minute talking about your son. Did you ever have that time when, like, you've always written very honest music.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment when you were like, oh, I can't write about this anymore because he's going to be listening? Or
So, yeah, if you listen to my first album, there's a lot of like very raw, like a lot of swear words, a lot of like vulnerable stuff that he was really young at the time, so
Yeah.
I could get away with it, you know.
Totally.
And then when I heard him in the backseat of my car starting to repeat some of my lyrics, and that kind of dawned on me a little bit, and I was like, you know, I don't got a full go Will Smith with it, but I should probably at least think about what I'm putting out there.
Yeah, be thoughtful.
And that did influence my music for a long time, like being like, I don't know how rugged and real I could be with this, but I can still be real in a way without giving the full vulgar truth, just like kind of skimming on the surface. So, yeah, I'd hear him in the backseat singing my lyrics, and I'd be like, what did you just say? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then one time I remember he was in elementary school, and he's like, Dad, I brought your CD to school, and there's only one song on this whole album I could play for the class. Like all the rest, why do you have so many swear words in your songs? And I was just like, you know, a well-placed F-bomb sometimes is really good, but at the same time, like I got to think about that, and I really got to start to think about who's listening.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I think it's taken so long to generate a bigger fan base, because when people rap with vulgar lyrics and things that your parents don't want you to hear, that's when they become popular, because the kids want to hear that, right?
That's right.
So that's when I kind of got pigeonholed into like making like a little bit nicer music.
Yeah.
But it was fine for me because I knew he was listening, and I knew, and the funniest thing now is I asked him what his favorite album of mine was, and it's my first album.
No way.
He's like, Dad, you were so rugged and raw on that album. Like it's so good. And I'm like, yeah, but you can say F words now, so it's like different.
That's right.
So it makes more sense that you would like that. And he's like, yeah, your newer stuff is kind of like a bit softer. And I'm just like, yo, that's you, bro. Like,
that's your impact on me.
That's your impact on me. And now he's like making music, dropping stuff that I would have when I first started. So it's kind of like, it's funny. It's come full circle. So now, you know, my next album is going to be just nothing but cuss words.
That's
you know?
right.
So
Yeah. You're going back to the grit. Yeah.
I'm going back to the hardcore. You know what I mean? No, but for real, like, there's some songs he's never even heard, because I won't listen. I won't let him listen to them, because they're real stories about experiences that I went through that he doesn't even need to hear. Like, I don't want to traumatize him with that stuff, and you know, it's in the vault.
Yeah.
So one day maybe I'll show him. But yeah, I could talk about my son for days, man. He's making his own music now.
Yeah.
I had him on stage with me when he was 8 years old, you know, rapping with me, and he's in the studio with Rob the Viking from Swollen Members at 8 years old. And he's working on his new album, his own album right now.
When's it gonna come out, do you think?
He wants to drop it by graduation.
Okay.
So he's got like 3 months.
Okay.
He just dropped his first single, C'est La Vie, featuring yours truly.
Yeah.
He just filmed his own video for it. Very creative video. This video is going to be so crazy.
Okay.
Shout out to Sophie, his girl that's helping him with that. But yeah, he's just like, he's so far ahead of where I was at his age. And I'm just so proud of him. And I make sure to let him know to keep him humble. You know, I was like, listen, like, you are afforded a lot of things that I wasn't at your age. You've gotten to go into a professional recording studio. You have a studio in your house. You have a dad that can get you shows, make you posters, help you with videos, like do all this stuff, get you beats, get you producers. Like, I didn't have any of this when I was your age, so please take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, don't sleep on this, because this is your chance to buy me a house.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I am not living in an old folks home, bro. I'm gonna need a wing on the side of the house with a pool.
Exactly. So,
you know what I mean? So
on that note, how can people find him? His music?
So his name has always been lowercase g, because that's my little gangsta. But he recently wanted to change his name as he's growing up to Low KG. So LOWK capital G. So it's Low G now.
Yeah, Low G.
Low G. That still sounds like lowercase g. So capital LOWKG on Instagram or on Spotify.
Okay.
And you can find his newest song called C'est La Vie. It just dropped, and he's got a bunch more coming, man. I'm really excited for his album to drop. I've actually been putting my stuff to the side to help him with his stuff right now.
Okay.
Because I think it's more important, you know, to get his out. He wants to have it done by graduation.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've already got a few albums out, so I don't mind, like, really shifting focus to what he's doing.
That's
to
beautiful.
make sure that he is getting all the shine. And I've been trying to help him with promoting and pushing that, so.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy. Love you, Benny.
All right. Well, I think it's time. I mean, I've got like 50 other questions to ask you. Maybe we'll do this all over again, but also, you know, I'm sitting here with Sirreal the rapper, and as everyone knows in the hip hop world, that if you're an MC, you know, if someone calls you out and says, "Hey, you need to drop a rhyme right now," if you're an MC, you got to step in there and do exactly that. So this is that time, Sirreal. Do you have something you want to share with us, or?
Well, what do you want? You want acapella? You want freestyle? I can do it. I can do whatever.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've got a speaker here if you want. Throw a beat on. Or...
You gonna spit?
Well, I thought maybe you could share first, and then maybe I'll ask for some freestyle advice.
All right. After. So okay, you're gonna give me a couple words. So your name is Remy. Remy, that's your rap name, right? Yeah. Okay. What else? Give me a couple more words.
Ooh, creative.
Creative, okay. Okay. Let's see what we got. Hey. Hey. Yo. Shout out Remy. Remy, you know I like the Henny. We were just talking about my son Benny. Off the top, we at Best Western. Yeah. Yeah. I'm dressed in all blue, I'm so cool when I roll through, yeah. We reppin' in the house of the natives, it's so creative. Yo, it's creative or die. Yes, my suit's blue, just like my eyes, yeah. Hey. H on the hat, that the household, yeah. You know, I never fold. Rolex on the wrist, legit up on the arm. Yeah, you know I've been doing this since the farm. It's SIRREAL. Everybody come with me back to HE double hockey sticks. Yo, you know me, I'm freestyle dropping this. Spit it out, I live it every minute that I'm in it. Middle fingers to the critics, see them just at the finish, yeah. And I'm quick to pop eyes like I eat my spinach. They like to think they're gifted. I'm here to show you different. Do nuclear missile headed for top position. Steady leaving the opposition. No pot to pissing. I spit it different depending on what I'm spliffing. Give me the Dutch and I'm lifting. Give me a pen and I'm gifted, son. Yeah, it's Remy. We got plenty of pennies, yeah. I do this with no envy, no judgment. Yeah, kicking back, I'm just busted. Combustion off the top, yo, it's so exquisite. Yeah, I pimp the ride like Exhibit. They be like, what is it? I got them all jumping like rip it. No critics, yo, I'm only hearing crickets in the background. Yeah, I got the fat rap sounds laying Matt back down like they all back down to Nanaimo. I got them fine dime-o. You know how we do it, it's just so fluent. The music's in the vein, though. Yeah, I got that Kurt Cobain flow. Off the top, yeah, blow like a tornado. On my face, redder than tomato. I do whatever the mouth and the drum and the tongues, they say so. Need the pesos and them ducats, yeah. Put all the money up in the bucket like I'm in Las Vegas. Yeah, up on the strip, on that Fremont, yeah. I spit so hot, it's like lava. Yo, I spit this after. Spit it for my mama and my dada in the chapter. Shout out to my brother Nick. Yeah, you know Sirreal's always really ill when he spits. Let's get it.
Okay. That was so sick. I had no idea,
right.
my friend.
I
had no. That was way better than all right.
A little rusty.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so let's talk about freestyle.
All right.
Because for me, the times that I have been part of freestyle, anything improvisational, it feels like you're letting go to something, and the greater degree that you let go, the greater the freestyle will be.
Yep.
And you have to trust and trust and trust. Tell me about what the experience is for you.
So me and my boy Revron always talk about this. It's like falling off a building and just grabbing words out of the air and just hoping, that everything works out. So we used to do a thing called Cyphomatic, where a bunch of us MCs, shout out to Cyphomatic, Teen Wolf, Curtis C, everybody, Jinx and everybody. We would just get all these rappers together and we'd put on beats and we would just freestyle in a circle all night long.
Yeah.
And so you really sharpen your sword if you keep doing it, right? But my whole thing has always been with freestyle, it's a lot different than my writing because I'll think of a punchline and then I'll think of 3 lines that go ahead of it. Right? So I'll think of the punchline, right?
Yeah.
So I think of the punchline and I'll go, okay, now I got a line that rhymes with that. Now this next line's got to rhyme with that. Now this next line's got to rhyme with that. And then there's the punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about that while words are coming out of your mouth.
Yeah. So it's like free falling and grabbing branches on the way down. Yeah. So it's just it's like we good and plenty. We were just talking about Benny. Yeah, I like to drink Henny. My boy Remy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you knew where you were getting
my
to.
thing is Remy. That's what I'm going with. But I know I like to drink Henny. I know we were talking about Benny. I know I got rhymes of plenty.
Okay. You heard that. This is such a good tip.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking note of this because this is something that I don't do.
Yeah.
And that is great because I think I freestyle how you describe your
writing.
One line at a time.
Yep.
And every time I'm done that line, I don't know where I'm going to be next,
So that's the thing about freestyle is if you can write 3 lines in advance, you become an amazing freestyler.
Yeah.
Because when you hit that punchline, you can think of your next 4th line. Right? And once you hit that punchline, you can set up your next punchline with those 3 lines. So for me, it's really like sharpening your sword. It's like shing, shing. It's really like learning how to let go, but also be in control. So if you can think of 2 really dope punchlines, then all you need to do is separate those by 6 bars and think of 6 bars that rhyme with those.
This sounds insane to anyone who hasn't been in freestyle.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And the problem with freestyling a line at a time is you can get caught up in words that you just repeat.
Yes.
You never know. So you'll hear a lot of freestylers just fall back on the same thing that they say over and over again when they get trapped. Right? So or effing.
You're talking about me, man.
Right?
Yeah. You got these safe little places you can get to.
Yeah.
And you just bring back in as soon as you stumble. But then people who are actually listening, they're like, well, I've heard that 5 times.
Not only that, you can tell when somebody's stumbling. I can always tell. My favorite freestyler of all time is Junk. He's from Canada. Okay. Best freestyler in Canada, hands down. Prevail, another really, really crazy freestyler. They'll just put on a beat and freestyle about everybody in the crowd. Yeah. And so when I go camping, I freestyle about everybody around the campsite. I'll ask people during the day what their names are. And I'll remember every person's name.
Nice.
And then I'll say their name and what they're wearing.
Nice.
And at the end of the night, they're all going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like, how did he possibly do that? But I've been building that all day. And they're not thinking that I'm asking their name so that I can think of different rhymes to say with it later. Okay. Right? So it's an art form in itself. And I've been freestyle battling for a long, long time. And I just recently got into the pre-written a cappella King of the Dot kind of battles. You ever watch those?
Yeah.
So I've done a bunch of those. You should check my battles out after this. If you guys want, you can check me out. King of the Dot. Just go to my Sirreal page on YouTube, print Sirreal, or Sirreal Music Official. and you can see my battles there, or just go to my website, Sirreal.ca. But that to me was always like weird because like I don't have a beat. I didn't just meet you.
Yeah.
Now I have to like research you and diss you and your mom and your sister. Like that felt really bad to me because I've lost my brother, my mom, and my dad. So I'm like, if anyone ever says that about my parents, I'm gonna snap.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go crazy. But when I realized that freestyle battles over beats were like just no longer a thing, no one really does it anymore. I was like, well, I need to push myself outside of my comfort zone, because the only way you grow is if you push yourself to that edge of that comfort zone and just a little bit beyond. Yeah. Right? So, and that's why I love freestyling, because it helps your brain grow. It helps your brain think of these different concepts and imaginary things. So I got into the realm of a cappella pre-writtens and thinking that it's going to be this crazy thing where I'm going to snap and get mad. And it ended up being like, wow, like this is theatrical, and you got to like own the room and the crowd. And so like, it's been a big growing experience for me. So shout out to King of the Dot and Big Valley Battles and Set the Bar and all those guys.
Okay. Yeah. And there's probably like, what's the difference in the approach to writing something like that versus a song?
So freestyle or versus a song?
Yeah.
So versus a song's like, okay, I have a canvas, I have a concept, I'm gonna write this song. The battling part to me is like, I have an opponent. Yeah. I have a direction for like almost like an angry thing, which is why I don't do it as often anymore, because you have to get in a certain mindset.
You have to live in it for a bit.
You have to live in it. So people will be like talking to me and I'll be all aggressive and like, that's not me. But you start to get like anxious and like kind of fighty. Yeah. And it's like, it's a zone that you have to be in order to be like an effective battler. Yeah. Because if you're just like, oh, you're a cool guy, nice hairdo, like you're not going to win the battle. Yeah. So you literally have to be like, this is what I enjoyed with your family member, or this is what is funny looking about your, so you really have to get into a zone where like you kind of have to be mean, which is funny to me because all my music's not that. Yeah. So it allowed me to explore this whole other side of like, I can unleash this fury. In a nice environment where we all shake hands after and it's all good. We're not going to fight after. A lot of the times we're out hanging out after and it's all good. We've said what we like. It's like combat where you respect each other. Yeah, it's a healthy outlet for that. Yeah. I just don't do it because I'd rather like sit there and write some songs that I can put out rather than get into this mode where I got to be aggressive and mean to someone. Yeah, for sure. So it's got to be worth it for me. Yeah.
Okay, and just stepping back to Perfectionist Sirreal for a minute, is there a song that you could point at in your catalog that you could be like, that is the closest I've come to being that rapper that's in my head that I've always wanted to be and get to?
That's a good question. I would say Wreck My Day is pretty good. It's very upbeat. It's very like happy-go-lucky, but there's a lot of like lyrical stuff, like Calculated Steps. No one's really heard that song, but that to me is like, I'm really testing myself as far as like cadence and flows and like just rappity rap. Like, so yeah, there's a few songs. Nick's song to me is huge. Yeah. Another one is Not Around, which I wrote about my mom. So those songs really speak to me as far as being able to invoke emotion in others, because when they hear those songs, they cry. So I'm like, yes. Yeah. Mission complete. Mission accomplished. Yeah, it wasn't just me that's crying. It's you now. So good luck with that.
Okay. Now, what do you think? You've got your writing life. You've got freestyle expression. Has your freestyle? It sounds like they're two very different processes, but has the freestyle influenced how you write in a way?
Yeah, I think it helps. Just even as an MC, if you're a young MC out there, any advice I would have for you is freestyle. Yeah. Don't be afraid to freestyle. Don't be afraid to take on those different aspects of hip hop. This is the culture, right? Like you could be a graph writer, you could be a breakdancer, you could be a DJ, you could be an MC. But to me, and this might just be my opinion is to be an actual MC, you have to be able to throw down right now. If I say freestyle with me, I'm putting on a beat. Bro, I hope you can freestyle, because if not, we gonna shred each other. Like I'm gonna shred you. So a full complete MC, in my opinion, is someone that can freestyle. Yeah. So if you're having trouble writing songs, freestyle to a beat. Then you might come up with a piece of that's something you go, oh, that was dope. Yeah. And take that and write it down. And now you can write your whole song based on that and go with that cadence and flow. And, because sometimes I'll just put on these beats and freestyle in my car to them. Yeah. And I'll be like, yo, that bar was ill.
Yeah.
So I'll write down that bar,
That's
and then
good.
that becomes a song.
That's good, because my experience with freestyle is that my freestyle with the words and the sentences are never as good as my written stuff, but my flow is always better than my written flow, you know, because my written flow is always, my brain gets involved, you know.
Yeah.
And as soon as my brain gets involved, forget about it.
So my advice to you is audio record you freestyling.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to use the words.
No.
You can use the cadence. You can use the flow. So when I am writing a song, if I come up with something that I don't have the words for, but I have a melody, I'll throw on my phone recorder.
Yeah.
Right? And count.
Exactly.
I don't have to have the words, but now I'll come back to it and be like, oh, I can put words to that. Right? So if you freestyle into your phone over a beat that you like, it doesn't have to be the words, just the cadence, right? So you can come back and go, okay, now let me put words
Pop
to that
some words
cadence
in
that are
there.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, now, not tomorrow, next day, Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, there's a show.
Yes, sir.
You want to speak to it at all?
Yeah, we got a really good show at the Terminal. Got Golden BSP, Tangible 2, myself, a whole bunch of other artists.
Yeah,
There's
so many.
John Doe's on there. We got some other cats that I've actually never heard of. Like QB Max on there.
Mainly all Nanaimo artists coming together? Or?
There's a bunch of artists. Yeah, I think there's some artists from out of town as well. I think there's a guy named Sion or Sean. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but yeah, I haven't seen him before. But I'm looking forward to seeing Golden. I haven't seen him live in a minute.
Yeah.
He actually was in the video for Not Like Me. So that's a full circle moment. Yeah, before he was cool. Like doing his thing big as he is now, he was in the video for Not Like Me. So
super cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's on
the Terminal, Saturday, March 21st. Get your tickets, $35 at the door, or whatever. Just break in, sneak in if you have to. No, I'm just kidding.
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Okay, yeah.
Get on the guest list.
Sweet. Okay, well, we only have a few minutes left in this, what's been a really great conversation. So I appreciate everything that you've given.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe we'll just throw the beats on and we'll just freestyle and we'll for the last 3 minutes and and I'll try some of the things that you're talking about.
So make sure you guys follow me on Sirreal.ca. That is my website. Sirreal Music Official on every platform if you guys want to find me. It's pretty easy to find me. Follow me on TikTok, Sirreal Music Official. Come join our community. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for real.
And
thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. This has been part of the TELUS Story Hive on location in Nanaimo.
Shout out to TELUS.
Shout out to TELUS. Shout out to House of Owl. Check out houseofowl.com. You can find these videos and all the others in this series. That's HAUS of owl.com. Victoria's co-working space for creatives.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody tuning in too. I see y'all 28 beautiful people checking us out on the live. Thank you. You gonna go first? Am I gonna go first?
Why don't you go first?
You want me to go first?
Okay, right. I got
all right.
You had that whole speech about, true MCs got to be able to, ready to go.
Okay. It's like what? I'm drinking out the cup. Yeah. Everybody's screaming like what? Put your hands in the air, just say yeah. Yes, I dare you to rap with me to freestyle. I zap them cats like Michael Clunk, darkening 3 Mile. Like the tip of the pen, let me begin again. Yo, you nothing but a puppet, Casey and Finnegan. Let me carcinogen, yeah, let me take another sip again. Jump in anytime, Remy.
Yeah. I said the minute I let go of the limits, I go back, speak that English. I go, if I'm out of this, I don't know if I need dentists to move these teeth, I'm what's with it. Go ahead and listen, stop, drop, and find that friction. I'm a part of this artistry, running through capillaries. Open up, I'm free, like the sails in an ocean. I'm like, wait for that motion. What is that commotion? Just sitting with Sirreal for another moment. It's whoa, oh. There it goes again.
Yes.
Nanaimo rapper just became a good friend.
Good friend. You should see us live. Shout out to TELUS and that Story Hive. It's like the more we live, the better it gets. It's off the top. Yo, we just a couple veteran vets. It's like, spit it over the Bluetooth. You know me, I'm dressed in a blue suit. Like Blue's Clues. What you looking to do? Ain't nothing. Yeah, we never bluffing, it's always substance.
Always substance, and we speak with it in abundance. I come close and trust it, cause that's the only thing. Cause when it rushed in, that hip-hop dripped up over head tops. I go down, jumping over rooftops, lit the TikTok, let it all fall down onto the pavement. And that's why the last rhyme I had to go and save it, replace it, make the whole movement adjacent. Magic, it's not tragic, backflip acrobatic. I don't know exactly what I'm saying, but sometimes these verses emerge and you keep playing. That's what I'm saying. It's like hold it down and down. And I've been looking for my sound over town.
Yeah, we fall off the building. The beat does what we say. So shout out to Nanaimo. Yeah, we live and breathe on the planet. Yeah, me and him, yo, you just can't stand it. It's never underhanded, we just back at it. Yeah, I do this cause it's my rap habit. Yeah, jumping like a jackrabbit off the tip of it. Yeah, you know me, I do it from here to Vic City. Hey, that's how we doing it. It's so fluid, kid. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Remy. I'ma leave this thing and go drink some Henny.
Let's go. Good night.
Let's get it. Much love, y'all. Sirreal.ca. Creative or die.
Creative or die.